Welcome everyone to another episode of Two Men No Hope. This is technically the Halloween-ish episode, and it's very much an ish because, as normal fact, Daniel cocked up, and everything I had ideas for this episode went out the window. So it's like, here's Dan as normal, and Jamie is probably prepared because he actually does his job. That's why we don't get paid, Jamie. I spent fucking ages trying to find a voice changer because I was going to do this whole fucking dramatic
entrance
thing. Yeah. And I just couldn't get one. Every one that I found, I had to download, install, and then it wanted me to fucking pay for it. So then I had to uninstall it, then install another one. And they're all essentially the same fucking program.
Yeah, they're pretty crappy. I've done it. I've tried to do it before for intros.
Fucking 2023 and you can't get a fucking voice changer. The fucking internet's built on AI and I can't get a fucking voice changer. It's a very big rant at the beginning there, but I'm sorry. I'll make it up at Christmas maybe. Depends what mood I'm in. I'm going on holiday next week. I don't give a fuck.
Well, let's hope we make it up for Christmas because we'll actually be together recording the Christmas episode.
Oh yeah, because we've got a lot of plans that will probably fucking end up falling through. But yeah. So I have got a few like what if questions. So that's about as Halloweeny as I got. We got to do better, Jamie. I've got to do better. I will do better, Jamie.
You will do better.
I will do better. How's it going, man? How's it going?
Oh, yeah, good. I've got before I start anything, I've got a little picture to send you, which I'm going to post on our...
I told you, Jamie, I don't need to see that. You can just describe to me what it looks like, and we'll just leave it at that. Just
think of it the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life, Dan.
Like Meg. Just coming out of the water. You're in the bath.
This is something that I discovered when we were away at the weekend on my brother's stag do.
I have to say, you didn't post anything on social media.
Yeah, it's a stag do. Nothing to post, is it? Everyone's just annihilated for 3 days.
Yeah, that's the point. You could have done you hammered videos. You social media, mate.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing.
You wait until I come down at Christmas. Sabina's going to be all up in that shit.
I'll be telling Sabina, put the phone down.
I won't. I'll be like, keep it up, and I'll just be winding you up. You'll see hands coming in on the screen where I'm like trying to slap him.
Right, I'll send you over the photo. This will make your fucking day, mate.
Who is it? Did you go in?
No.
You stood there enough time to take a photo of it, but you never went in. So Jamie sent me a photo of him outside the works. That may have to go on social media now. I'm going to have to send that to Sabina to put up.
It wasn't actually me that spotted it either. We were walking along. We were going to play this like mini golf cocktail. We were playing mini golf and cocktails type situation.
Yeah.
And that was like next to the place. And we were walking along, and Uncle Joe obviously is on the stag do as well. Uncle Joe pointed it out and was like, Jamie, look, it's the works, you fucking idiot. And I was like, oh mate. And then I went and took the photo outside it, and then everyone was like, you're the only person that's ever took a photo outside one of them.
And now he can no longer say on the podcast he has no idea what it is.
No, and at the same time, I have to apologise to the works as well, because we did give you some grief when we were standing outside it.
Well, you just stand there hurling abuse at it.
It was like, what's this fucking shit? I was like, look at that. What's all these balls?
How many you had by then?
This was like midday. We were pretty far in already.
Jesus fuck. Lucky someone didn't run in and try and take something. I'm going to send that photo to Sabina and we'll see how long it takes for her to put it up on...
When we were playing the mini golf, I'd had like 3 hours sleep the night before, so I was still drunk from the night before. And so was a few of the other guys. And I was on the final hurdle, basically the final like fucking hole. Yeah, my dad had just gone on it just before me, and my dad is quite a small bloke, about the same height as me, and he's quite little. The final little hole, you have to get up on this platform and walk along it, and then like stand at the very top just to get it into the final bit.
Mm.
My dad thought there was a step on the other side of that platform, and it fucking he stepped down, yeah, and flew further than I've ever seen any man fly. And I was like, Jesus Christ, when you lost dad in a fucking mini golf accident, could you believe it? But like, that would be it. We have to call my mum and say we killed dad at mini golf. And then I went up there, and my brain just stopped working. And like, there was like Joe, my two brothers, my dad, all just looking down at the hole. I'm looking down at the hole, and I just didn't move for like 3 minutes, and everyone's just staring because we're all fucked up. And they was like, "Are you gonna take the shot?" And I was like, "I'm scared. There's too much pressure."
Fucking hell, Jamie's gonna bottle it and mess himself on the fucking.
But yeah, that day was carnage. The Logan Paul fight was that night with KSI as well.
Oh, fucking bullshit!
I made it halfway through the Logan Paul fight, and the bar we was in was like really dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went into shutdown mode, and I was just like, I need to go home. Fucked off. Went back to the hotel.
It was just horseshit. Both of the fights were absolute. If I had paid, which I was considering, I would have messed him and asked my fucking money back. Absolute dog shite.
Apparently, I've just read earlier, they've overturned the decision from KSI and Tommy's fight.
The whole thing was fucking ridiculous. They shouldn't. Neither of them should get it. They should both just be disqualified.
He was like dancing around.
Yeah, waving his arms like a fucking chicken.
Mm.
And like, to give it to Tommy, he like kept his guard up and he was trying to fucking box, but every time he got close to him, KSI gave him a fucking hug.
Yep.
And then it makes you laugh because in the first round, KSI punches Tommy in the back of the head, and then so Tommy in the second round does it back to him, and he gets a fucking thing for it.
Yeah.
The whole fucking thing was like all the hype that they put up with it, absolute garbage. Like, they should never let KSI in another fucking ring again.
Now, unfortunately, this is what annoys me about this type of boxing is, because I'm a boxing fan in general. What annoys me about this type of boxing is they have such a draw, like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, KSI, even like Salt Pappy and all them type of guys. They have such a draw where they're getting so much money from it because they get so many people coming to see it, paying for the pay-per-views because all these young kids are paying for it and shit. Mm-hmm. They got such a draw that way. They're selling Prime left, right, and centre throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's a money cash cow for them that they're just going to keep doing it. But none of them have any real boxing skills. The only one that does have boxing skills out of the lot of them is Jake Paul. But unfortunately, he's such a knob that he's playing like the bad man mentality and not actually trying to do it the right way. Do you know what I mean?
He's a fucking. You see the videos of him like doing coke? Well, they know that he's done coke.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like standing behind Logan. He keeps touching his nose.
Mm.
And you're like, mate, you're off your fucking trolley. I felt bad for Logan. Like, I don't like him, but his all that stuff that Dylan did to him with his misses and that, and the absolute fucking, like, he was just making a mockery of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, Dylan tried to get him into a fucking guillotine at the end of the fight. He is someone that for some reason keeps managing to get involved in that whole misfits boxing, and he's just a complete idiot.
Yeah,
total idiot. He has no real following of his own.
No,
he's just leeching off these people.
It's mental. And how much money you made from that is fucking going to be a joke.
Mm.
They shouldn't pay
at least when Nate Diaz fought what's his name? When Nate Diaz fought Jake Paul, and Nate tried to get him in the guillotine at the end. You know that's Nate's like personality, because he is like that Stockton motherfucker type guy. Do you know what I mean? But Dylan Dennis just did it to copy him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, just like laid on the fucking
kicked off at the end, and then did you see how far away it was from hitting that fucking security guard? That security guard is 9 foot tall and about 400 stone, yeah. And the geezer, he couldn't hit his face. He's the biggest object in the fucking room. You should be able to hit him.
Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Anyway, apparently this is the Halloween episode, Jamie. Did you know that?
Spooktacular. I was going to wear face paint for this, but
I'm glad you didn't, because
it never happened.
No.
I'm glad it didn't, because if I turned up with face paint and you had nothing Halloween related, I'd feel like a bit of an idiot.
I don't know. I had all these things in my head, and I just feel really overwhelmed, because obviously I'm going. I'll be in Prague right now when this episode comes out. So it's that whole, like, in my head, I'm trying to get things done before I go on holiday, and then we're trying to pre-record things. I'm trying to find stories and do thumbnails, and it sounds like massive excuses, but it's like I just get overwhelmed quite easily.
Well, what I think we should do, maybe make a thing to the listeners. We won't do a Halloween episode, but we'll do some kind of special in November for them once it's over and done with. Because Halloween, I think the American listeners need to know this as well. Halloween's not that big over here as well, no. So we're clutching at straws at the best of times.
Yeah, because we asked for emails and that, and last year we managed to get a couple. We got nothing this year.
Yeah. Well, so Halloween based anyway.
Yeah, we got our normal, which we'll still definitely obviously do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no funny stories or anything like that. And I don't know if that is because, yeah, like you said, Halloween's not big over here. Yeah, we'll do something in November. Maybe like we'll do like a old sort of game show episode.
Yeah.
Like we did before.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, I fucking Sunday. So I went into like shutdown. And Sunday morning, I didn't get out of bed till like 1 o'clock. And
what happened?
Sabina wasn't happy. I just get like that when there's so much going on. I didn't even realise I was doing it, and then she was really upset, and I was like, "What's up?" And she's like, "We spent all day in bed. We haven't done anything," and I was like, "Oh." So then I felt really bad and guilty. But
so much going on, as in like getting packed for the holiday and stuff like that.
I haven't done any packing. No, it's just like trying to. It's like, and I've got like I'm still trying to get my remortgage done.
Right.
I've got my home insurance has come up again. Obviously, my windows are fucked. I was trying to look to windows, but that's not happening. And then it's just like bills, money. Christmas is coming up. Going on holiday, which I can't really afford.
I did see. I don't know whether you'd be eligible for it, but I did see. It's a Scotland only thing. That
it's horseshit. Yeah, I did it. I tried to do it a few years ago. You get like $2,500, but the company they give you, they came round and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be 10 grand," and I was like, "What about the discount?"
Basically, just get a discount then.
Yeah, and he was like, "That is with the discount." I was like, "Oh, not a fucking chance then." 10 grand, you know what I mean? And then yeah, like work shit, and then I'm quite nervous about meeting all of Sabina's family. They all speak English except her mum and dad.
Right.
And obviously my stomach's not been great the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's wrong with it. Like, it's been really fucking crazy.
Might be partly down to the nerves if you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But Sabina's really good with everything, and like, it's what that case again where like when I'm with her, I'm a normal person, and then when I'm at home, like everything that I've suppressed while I've been with her just like explodes like a fucking Jack in the Box, and I can't get nothing done. Today I got home and I had a nap, and I got up and I was like, didn't make any dinner, just ate a massive packet of peanut Wotsits.
Peanut Wotsits? Yeah,
they're like Wotsits, but they're like coated like peanut. Oh, they're so fucking good. And I got this massive bag in Aldi, like fucking huge. And I just sat downstairs with my hoodie on and ate like the whole packet.
Fuck me. Lucky you didn't air fry it.
Oh, I didn't think about that. But yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I feel shitty because now I've let down the listener as well, because I know we had an email about how much they liked last year's Halloween episode. but I just couldn't. Everything I tried to do, like with the voice changer and that, just kept falling through, and I just couldn't see outside of like how am I going to fix this? I just kept crumbling and.
No, I think maybe if we'll make an effort to do a good special, like game show special or something, and then that will sometime in November, and that will make up for it.
Hopefully I don't get scorned too much. I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry. And obviously I'm going down in December, so there will be like some sort of Christmas. I'm looking at things that I can get Jamie to eat while I'm down there, so it's going to be good.
Fuck it, I know. Jesus Christ.
So, but you got to make sure you're following our socials. So go follow our TikTok. Once we get to you say it was 1,000 followers on TikTok, we can start doing lives.
No, 400.
400. So what are we on now? 100.
210 or something.
Let me just double check. I just got a reply from Sabina. She says she's putting it on Instagram. 216. So if we get to 400 I'm going down to see Jamie, I think on like the 6th or 7th of December. We can go. We'll do a TikTok live, our very first live together, and I'll be making him eat things.
I'm not eating. Well, I don't. Well,
well, I say him. We'll both be doing it together. But yeah, there'll be like sour stuff. There'll be like spicy stuff.
Spicy stuff I can deal with.
Sabina wants to get that chicken in a can. But I said no.
No, we're not doing that.
No, I said it's not happening. I wouldn't even.
I don't want to make myself ill.
I was like, what? Well, I suppose the meat looked pink.
Oh, mate. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, just fucking YouTube chicken in a can.
Yeah. Ashins was the best one.
What was it? The one
Ashins.
you showed me. Ashins.
Yeah. He's English, but yeah, he did it.
Do just YouTube that, and trust me, if you ever felt so sick from a YouTube video, that's the worst. One of the worst videos I've ever seen. When he put it on the plate and it just slops out. Yeah,
the bones are separate from the meat. Like the bones are still in there. Like it's like a whole chicken.
And like when he first opens the can, it's like a fucking punctured orange, yellow
like
at
the
top.
Fat, like the skin's separated and like floating to the top. Yeah, no,
I watched that with someone, and they said they. I showed that to someone, and they said they actually eat that on a regular basis.
Fuck that.
They also eat Frey Bentor's fucking pies in the fucking can as well, which is.
Oh, they're like a staple in the UK. Like I love the all-day breakfast in a can.
I don't like anything in a can, really.
Oh, then that's definitely what I'm getting.
Beans, maybe.
I fucking love beans. I said to her, I was like, the bacon in a can looks pretty good. I was like, maybe I'll get bacon in a can. It doesn't matter because it's for the listeners, Jamie. I don't care if you don't like it. But we have to get to that. So we're on a mission now to make up for Dan's shitty excuses for the Halloween episode. We need to get to 400 followers on TikTok, and we're going to do a live. It shouldn't be that
difficult. We just need the people to get behind us.
Yeah. So get on there. Even if you don't use TikTok, download it, follow us, and we'll do that live, and we'll make it good.
You can just follow us, then log back out if you want to. I'll be that shallow and just accept the follow.
We'll get to like the 1st of December and like no one's done it, and I'm like, right. So I got to sit down and I'm making like fake accounts. I'll be like one tab's on Google and one's on TikTok, and I'll be like, new email address, Big Knob 23. Right, got the email address. TikTok, start the account. Follow. Surely
they'd figure out you're the same person eventually, and you just.
Oh, what from my internet IP?
And I'm going for everyone's benefit as well. I'm going to keep the map from last week, and we're going to do a ceremonial burning of it at Christmas as well.
I'll have to write a speech for it then.
Oh no, I've already thrown the mat away. Don't worry. Scratch that.
You threw it away?
Yeah.
You big bollock.
I might go and retrieve it out the bin later.
Did your other one come yet?
Yeah, the new one's here.
Is it bigger?
It's much bigger. You can feel it's cheap as fuck, but it will last us the winter because obviously Rocco with his muddy paws and stuff.
It still didn't look as big as the one that everyone's showing on.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's that big.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it engulfed my body as I was opening it up, and I'm a big guy.
Did she order it on her TikTok? Because I didn't see it come up on.
Yeah, she ordered it on hers. It's basically the same colour. Charlotte doesn't like it because it's basically the same colour as my actual sofa, like a bluey grey.
Oh yeah.
But as I said, it's just a 6-month mat, and then we'll get one that we actually like.
Well, there's that. So, did you have anything? Have you actually done plans? Have you got anything for Halloween?
No.
Here's me sitting here taking the brunt of everything, trying to apologise to the listeners, and Jamie just sitting there like a fucking steel trap. Like, yeah, Dan.
No, I had a game. I did have a game, but the game that I had, I've stolen from another podcast, and they've actually done the same game again this year. And it's the exact same list, so I can't really do it.
Oh, so it'd be like full on plagiarising it.
Yeah.
What podcast is it?
It's one of the podcasts that I listen to all the time.
Oh. What's the gist of the game? Now that we can't play it.
Basically guessing the most inappropriate costumes this year. So it changes every year.
Oh, I think
there's
I've
a
seen
list
that
every
somewhere.
year released.
Yeah.
And the most inappropriate every year comes out.
Fucking hell. I saw someone went to a thing as like Forrest Gump, and then there happened to be a guy dressed as the captain with no legs. So they teamed up and they managed to win a prize.
That's fucking brilliant.
It's cool, isn't it? So yeah, I'd written down a few scenarios, but they're a bit half-assed because who knew? Like, you know those like would you rather?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently I'm retarded because I couldn't think of any. So I don't know how people come up with these things because I just couldn't come up with nothing. Even like filthy ones, I couldn't think of anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose like on Google, normally the listeners are quite good at sending us that type of would you rathers.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like looking at it and I was like, how do people do this? Even like smarty ones. I got, would you rather wake up with a room covered in plastic or wake up seeing a doll riding a unicycle? So would you rather be like in Dexter's universe or in Saw's?
I'll wake up in the
Yeah, so you've just
the
woken up.
icebox or wake up in Saw's fucking.
Yeah.
I definitely rather wake up in Dexter's.
Yeah, me too. Because he just fucking gets it done. Could you?
Yeah.
Could you imagine what your game would be?
But mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know because you're smirk on your face there.
I just know it would be something to do with the fact that I just can't help myself and do stupid shit. Like I would he would pick on the fact that I can't say no to going on a night out or something, and it, like doing something really stupid. Like, I could go on a night out if I'm drunk enough. You could get me to Berlin or Warsaw or something like that. If someone says I'll pay for you to come here, I'll be on the plane.
So I would see it being like, it would be like a drinking game. So he'd be just trying to get you off alcohol because by the sounds of it, that's the problem. So he'd be like, you need to drink these liquids. Your problem. Yeah.
Do you want to play a game, Jamie?
You have to like chug gasoline and then light a cigarette or something. Mine would definitely be food. He'd either like put something in my stomach that I've got to like cut out, or he'd make me eat. Like, you remember the film Seven?
Do you know what he would do to you? He would. Do you know? Have you ever seen when Homer goes to hell in one of the early Simpsons, where they just keep funneling donuts into his mouth over and over and over and over again? And he eventually just gives up food altogether.
Yeah,
that's what he'd do to you. But it'd be like air fried weird shit. They just air fried weird shit into your mouth. But I think you'd love it for about 12 hours, and then all of a sudden that would be it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't like this. Like, because if I get stuck on a food, like I could eat that for like a couple months, and then I'll be so sick of it, like I just want to cry.
That's like me with salmon. I tried to eat salmon the other day again after about a year being not eating it, and I was just sitting there, and I'm just like eating it. Bearing in mind, I was really hungover because I was straight after the stag do, so I wasn't in the mood to eat anyway. And I'm just eating it, and I'm just looking at it thinking, I don't want this. This is just like weird cold stuff in my mouth because it didn't feel warm enough.
Can you not cook it?
I did cook it, but I left it a little while because I like mistimed my fucking sides and stuff. So I was like, this is just horrible. And I'm just sitting there like basically crying into my dish like a fucking grown child.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, salmon's still off the table for me at the minute. I can do smoked salmon.
Oh, I like smoked salmon. I was cooking salmon last week, and I was like, Sabina's like, what are you having for dinner? And I was like, what was it? Salmon, sweet potato, and like broccoli or something. So I'm trying not to sneeze. And she was like, oh, that sounds really good. I'm like, yeah. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, it's better when you do it. She was like, why is it better when I do it? And I was like, because you have to understand, Sabina, that I do things as minimal as possible. Nothing is comfort in my world. So if I say salmon, sweet potato, and broccoli, there's nothing on that. I don't add salt. I don't add pepper. It's salmon, potato, and
you don't
broccoli.
do it for taste. You just do it to fill.
I just
yourself.
do it because that's what I'm told I should be eating instead of the garbage I do. And then when I go around her, she's like marinated the salmon and she's like cut everything into like strips, and it presentation looks great and it tastes amazing, and it never equalizes at my house.
That's
never.
What Charlotte was says to me when because I love like ceviche stuff like that, which you get from Japanese places.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, a lot of the time it's salmon ceviche or salmon carpaccio or whatever, and you love that. And I'm like, yes, because they made it.
Yeah. They've taken the time and the effort to make it taste good.
And
I'm
I feel as though salmon changes with its taste when it's cooked as well.
Yeah, I suppose it does, yeah. Because I quite like the salmon you put on like bagels and things.
Yeah, that's smoked salmon, yeah.
Yeah. But what would we do without the women in our lives, Jamie? Anyway, yeah. So I also had: would you rather be killed by Ghostface or Leatherface? Which is similar to the first one, really. It's like, would you rather be like fucked up or just ended?
It depends if I was first on the list. Do you know what I mean? Like, because in both of them films, you could be knowing the fucking Ghostface or Leatherface is coming after you for a while. If you were stuck on like Leatherface's reservation with like, his whole family and they're all coming after you and shit, like in the game, that would be horrific because there were some like really bad kills in that.
Oh yeah. Chainsaw to your bollocks.
But also, you could be anywhere and fucking Ghostface come for you. You'd be sitting at home and he calls you up and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like,
yeah,
he's behind the fucking curtain.
What's your favourite scary movie? I hate being chased. Like, why do I give away all my fears on this fucking podcast?
Yeah,
so
you're aiming for a stalker right now.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I've just everything fucking charades. I'm still waiting to come out of my fucking garden. There's a guy trying to play a charades game with me. But like, yeah, in Sabina's flat, you have to come down a load of stairs. Even her following me down these stairs freaks me out.
Oh, really?
Because I feel like she's chasing me down the stairs, yeah. Sometimes I run. Because I'm like, I can't handle this. I run down, wait for her at the bottom. It's awful. Like, if Ghostface come at me, I wouldn't fucking run. I would just stand there and be like, just do it, mate. Just don't make me run, please. Don't make me run. Just fucking have it done with. And I would definitely trip. You know, when you watch it and you're like, why do they trip? I would definitely trip.
I don't think I'd trip. I don't know if even if I'd run. I think I'd go into... Do you know when there's always that idiot that tries to, like, brave it and thinks he's going to do something back and just gets absolutely molested? That would be me. I have a feeling that would be me because I'm like, I'm not getting out of here if I try to run because they're just going to catch up with me.
Yeah. That's the thing, because you turn your back on him, innit you?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm going to face him head on. Yeah, I think... like you said, because obviously you don't know when it's coming. That's the fear, right? Like, if you're the first Ghostface, you're not expecting anyone to phone you up or anything like that. You're just dealing with that situation then and there.
Mm.
Whereas if you're lower down and you're like, there's someone out there killing people.
If you're Sydney.
Yeah. And it's just constant fucking... Oh, God. No. And even, with like Leatherface, you could be like hanging in his fucking basement for like 3 days watching everyone else get killed.
While you're slowly bleeding out because he's like hanging you from like meat hooks.
Meat hooks, yeah. And you're like going out in and out of consciousness.
It'd be fucking horrific, man.
Yeah. That's a hard question. Ghostface, number 1. And then I got, if you could join a slasher, who would you go around with? So like any horror movie, like Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Ghostface, who would you want to, like, who would you think would be the best to like join in with?
Do you think Michael Myers counts as one?
Yeah, he's a slasher, yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with Michael. Because that motherfucker.
Oh, what, like in the new film?
He ain't dying, motherfucker.
That pisses me off, that shit.
He just, and I'm not joking, he never gets into even a stride. Not even a run. A stride, a fast stride. And he's catching people up towns over.
Just fucking suddenly appears out of the fucking room.
Yeah.
No, but then you could say the same about Jason. There was a big era of no one running. Like, it was way scarier for them to walk and catch up with you than to run and catch up with you.
Have you ever seen It Follows?
No.
It Follows is like very close to what my primal fear is when it comes to like horror films. Like the whole thing is, I might give it to you as one of a film actually, if you haven't seen it. That like when you're looking in any direction, it's always in your peripheral, and it's always slowly walking towards you all the time. And then you pass it on to someone else, kind of like The Ring, and then they have it, and it's that you don't know what it is. It looks like different people all the time, and you
sounds like, a bit like Smile.
Kind of, yeah, very similar. So I think Smile must be based on the same book or something. And then, like, you drive towns and towns and towns away, and you be fucking there sitting eating a fucking bagel or something in a fucking diner, and then all of a sudden there's a person walking towards you in the peripheral in the camera view, and then as soon as they touch you, you're fucked, innit? You're dead, innit? It's really scary.
What was that film that franchise used to love, where like they would drive through the forest and then they would get like a flat tire, and then there was like is it called Wrong Turn?
Oh yeah, Wrong Turn.
Yeah, used to love them. Yeah.
Dude. Oh, I'm gonna have to bring up that little laugh that fucker does.
I would definitely be in like The Hills Have Eyes.
Well, you'd be one of them, like just raping women in the mountains.
Because they be fucking, Jamie.
They're so disgusting. I can't even handle them. I remember rewatching that, and I was like, "This is a lot more disgusting than I thought it was."
Yeah, he's like drooling all over and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'd be better to have like backup.
Do you know there's 7 wrong turns?
Yeah, they got really sketchy towards the end.
Did they?
They weren't great from the... Well, they were okay.
I think the first 4 I must have seen. I used to really love them, man. I'm trying to get that laugh up of that fucker.
I used to love Jeepers Creepers as well. I love Jeepers Creepers, and then they just ruined that.
Jeepers
1 and 2 were good.
Creepers.
Where'd you get those peepers? Yeah, but 3 and 4... I didn't even see 4. That's what it sounds like when I'm masturbating, Jamie.
Mate, if
I heard that like we're sharing a hotel room and you just hear that coming out the darkness.
And if no one's seen these fucking Wrong Turn films, yeah. If you see any of them motherfuckers, if I see anyone that looks like that in person, Dan, I am running.
I think it'd be more common to see people like that in America. I don't think we really have like hillbillies in.
No, I don't know. There's some sketchy places I've been, especially down by like Devon and Cornwall, man. Like,
yeah, but it's more likely to be a pikey than it's going to be a.
Yeah, true.
Than to be like a butt fucking hillbilly or something.
I remember I went into a pub in Ireland, and I'm not joking. It was like walking into the Wrong Turn. Like there was a guy. I remember I shook a guy with a hand. I shook a guy's hand at the bar, and he had 2 fingers on his hand. And I was like 16 at the time, and he took my trilby off my hat and put it on his head. And then I turned around to my nan and I was like,
I've lost that hat now.
the man with the 2 fingers got my hat, and my nan was really drunk, and she was like, "Who's got 2 fingers in here? Who's got 2 fingers in here?" I was like, "Don't say that, we're gonna die. He's gonna come after me." In the middle of like, because where my nan was from in Ireland, that was proper remote, man.
I think everything in Ireland's remote. I've never really been. I have to go. I missed out on your stag do because I was with Knobface.
Yeah, I went to Dublin, and I went to the centre. I think where my nan was from was like 2 hours out of that, but Ireland's very rural in general.
Most definitely. But way there's your Halloween section. Suck it up. No,
I recommend
really
Wrong Turns to anyone that hasn't watched them. If you like a slasher film.
Yeah, or Jeepers Creepers. Hills Have Eyes. I love horror films. They're all fucking good. Right. Let's get on with this. Where is it? I just need this on the fucking... Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions and views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. And if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're not signed up to our socials, well, get your fucking arse in gear. Leave us them stars and follow and subscribe to our Spotify as well. Hey lads, long time listener, first time writing in. I have a girlfriend and we've been exclusive for about a year now. We got on good and we clicked in all the ways we should. I just have one problem with her which always comes up one way or another. She is still close with her ex. They text every day and even have calls on her breaks at work too sometimes. Being a guy, I know what this guy is trying to do. When she's shown me their message threads, it's all seemingly innocent on her part, but he is still very much flirting, and I'm starting to just think she likes the attention from him. My question about it is, how can I say to her I want them to stop talking without coming across like a controlling psycho? Cheers and keep up the good fight.
I don't think that's controlling to say that at all. I think he's taking the full-blown piss.
She is taking the piss. If you there's a show that I've mentioned before called Me, Myself and My Ex.
Mm.
It's on Discovery Plus. Watch that, and it's the most fucking fucked up thing you've ever seen. Where like, I can't even explain it. It's basically the situation that he's in now, but like 20 times worse. Where the ex is still, one of them ex is living in the house with the new people.
That's insane.
And I think on one of the ones, both of them have got new partners, and the bloke and his ex-wife went out and got matching tattoos, and they've been split up for like 10 years. They come back and the new partner's like, "Why don't you tell me about this?"
Mate,
and she can't understand why he's upset.
Like I don't trust people in general anyway. Yeah. It takes a lot for me to trust someone. I'm not going to be trusting that someone's ex-partner is got like good intentions, to the point where if they're calling them up during breaks and stuff, they're basically trying to conduct their relationship still, but without the like sexual attachment.
Yeah. To me, if they're still talking to their ex like that, it's because they're not fully broke up with them.
Yeah.
They haven't accepted that they're separated. Like I said before, like I'm okay with my exes. Like if I bumped into him in the street, I would say, "Oh, hi, how you doing?"
Yeah.
But that's it. That's being good with your ex.
That's
You know
as far as it needs to go at the very most.
Yeah. You've got to move on and do your own things. I understand it's difficult when you've got like your own when you're both in the same social group and stuff like that. But then again, that's just speaking to them when you're out and about.
Yeah, I think the only reason in the real world that you should have to talk to an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend in any way is if you share a kid, or you're sharing an animal, or something like that. Other than that, and that needs to be like as not professional but like amicable as possible. no real conversation in it, just like handing the kids over or whatever, or discussing what's going on with the kids.
Yeah.
I think any more than that blurs lines, confuses people, and a lot of men will still hang on to the fact that they're in contact.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it'd be the same for women, because women can
Separate it.
move on.
Yeah.
But some men just don't move on.
No.
Like, I know guys, I know one, I won't name him on the podcast, but I know a guy that split up with a girl a long time ago, probably when I first met him, probably around 10, 11 years ago I met him. He split up with her around just as we first met, and he's never had anyone else. Still talks about her now, fucking like 10 odd years ago later. And when he does, everyone's like, you're boring, because obviously, fucking get over it, mate. Do you know what I mean? But some men just don't get over things, especially if they've been hurt badly.
Yeah. Or it was like come out of the blue and they didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And
if it depends how fresh it is as well. If it's pretty fresh, then I would be worried that I'm just the.
We had that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had that a couple of episodes ago. We had a guy. It was like a month in, and she was like, "Boom, gone." She appeared on fucking Instagram
And went back to the ex, didn't she?
with the ex. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this could happen to our listener here if he's not careful.
Yeah. This is one of those conversations where it's like, have you got a bird in your house?
No, can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's the dog playing with a fucking
Oh, squeaky toy.
squeaky toy.
I was like, is he keeping a fucking bird secret? He's going to scare me with it when I... Oh, wait. I'm going to not have too many fears in this fucking...
When you turn up, I'm going to have a game of fucking... what was it?
Charades
Charades
going
going,
and a bird
and I've got
flying around the
budgie
room.
just loose in the living room.
Fucking budgies, man. Like, they just come at you. They don't fly softly at you. Like, they just come at you. Like, they're about to fucking start something. Anyway. Yeah, it's one of those conversations, right, where you've got to sort of sit down together and you've got to be like, this is why I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't understand. I can't be happy with you still talking to you because of blah, blah, blah. And they're either going to go, well, he's my best friend. Then you've got to be like, okay, and then fuck off. Or she's going to be like, oh no, I get that. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? We'll try and work it out. Which is the best option.
Yeah.
But if they're really defensive about it, that's not right, man. There's something up there. Like, why would you... Because obviously we don't know why they broke up or anything like that. That's the big thing as well.
Yeah, it could be anything. And, like, if this guy's made a mistake in the past... Look, this is me just fucking going down a garden path. But if this guy's made a mistake in the past that, like, cheating on her or something like that he's trying to make up for... He just might be trying to sideways himself back into the situation with the girl that he actually wants to be with.
Yeah, he's waiting for you to make a mistake, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, you know, I wouldn't do that."
He's gonna start
Bollocks.
vulturing, like as you said.
Yeah,
before.
vulturing. Like you said, we don't even know how long it's been. Did he? He didn't say how long he's been together, did he?
No, it seemed pretty recent, but I think that was just me picking up for signals.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's not going to be like, oh, it's been a year down, she's still talking to her ex, like it's going to be I think it's definitely a conversation you've got to have. You can't put it off.
No.
Because it's either just going to get... And then sometimes I think as well, like I say, like men are children, but sometimes I think women don't see things either.
Well, I think it's a common misconception, especially for girls. I don't want to come across as sexist when I say this, but I think it's a common misconception that guys have good intentions when they're speaking to women, when a lot of the time in the girl's head it's pretty innocent, because he said when he looks at the messages,
oh yeah,
it's pretty innocent, and she's just seeing it as they're just chatting away, and the guy is like, oh, I'm in there, I'm gonna keep pursuing this. Like, there's a girl that I worked with back in the day that would be really chatty with all the lads, and every now and then one of them would ask her out, and it wouldn't be because she'd be like totally blindsided by it, but it's because she thought they were friends. But that's what a lot of men are trying to do the whole time they're chatting to them.
Yeah, that's the whole goal, isn't it? That's nature, isn't it? We just want to make the babies, Jamie. Yeah, no, like out of anything, like when you're saying about the messages were innocent and that, like I don't think there's anything between them. I think she's talking and she's just being like I said, we don't know what happened between them, but she's just being friendly.
Yeah.
So she probably doesn't even realise that if you haven't spoke to her about it, that it bothers you.
Yeah, and she might be just choosing to ignore when he's overstepping the mark, but eventually that's just going to get in between you. Even if she's doing it in an innocent way, it's still going to, if it's grinding on you now, in a year's time, if it's still going on, it's going to be grinding on you even more.
Yeah, because then she's going to want him to come to things, and we're going to have to see him. Oh, yeah, no, fuck that. I'll
be like, yeah, he can come to my bare knuckle fight, and he will be my opponent.
Yeah, like, it's not you being, like, if you talk about it sensibly, and you don't get irate, and you don't accuse or, like, point fingers or anything, like, you just say how you're feeling, and you hear her side of it, and you actually hear it, you don't, you know, just watch her mouth move and nothing's coming out. You know what I mean? Then you'll sort through it. And I think it's purely just her being, like, she might just be a friendly person.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it is pretty innocent on her side, I don't.
But he's a dirty bastard.
But yeah, but he's trying to move in on your gal. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Their mum is like that. Like, she, like, everyone loves my mum. Like, my mum's fucking amazing. Toot toot, my own horn there. And, but when she's at work and that, all the guys, like, flirt with her and that. And there's this ugly motherfucker, I can't remember his name. He's got a fucking missus and, like, 2 kids and stuff like that. And he's always messaging her on Facebook. And because my mum's a sharer, I don't want to hear these things. But she's always like, oh, he keeps saying about coming over into the hot tub. And I'm like, just don't talk to him. And she's like, oh, he's just being silly. I'm like, he's not being silly, mum. He's being a fucking pervert. And he's got a fucking missus in that. And, like, mum would never do anything. I mean,
no,
I don't have, there's not even in my head. But it worries me that she's at work with these people and, like, she'll be cleaning somewhere and they fucking blindside her.
Could easily happen. Yeah,
I mean, and I'm just, like, saying to her, like, just don't speak to him. And she's, oh, no. And she keeps talking to him. And, like, we'll be out for a coffee and she'll get a message from him and she'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake, and just swipe it away. I'm like, it's because you're still talking to him. Just ignore him and he'll fuck off. But he thinks that, like, as soon as you say hi to a guy, they're like, oh, she wants to talk to me here.
Yeah, and they're not always. They just make, like, this, like, almost a fantasy up in their head, like that guy's almost got with your mum, where it's like he thinks that she's replying in the way that she's interested, when really she's just replying out of politeness. Really,
he would be dead. I'm fully prepared. Years ago, I fully prepared myself to go to prison if anyone tried to sleep with my mother.
You better be careful. We might have some fucking listeners going after him.
Fully fucking prepared. It's something that I've just, in my head.
Or you start getting sent budgies and charades. And love notes to your mum. Could you imagine? Oh my god.
Mum would get love notes. Like, after the Mother's Day episode, everyone would be loving the scondon. But yeah, hopefully you get it sorted out. Like I said, it's definitely a hard conversation, but conversation you need to do. And it's better to do it now than later. And you'll get it sorted out. She doesn't sound like the sort of person that's going to throw it back in your face or anything like that. She's probably just doing it because she's a nice person. So get it done. Let us know how it goes. And we're here if you're single. We'll keep you going.
Not in that way. I'm not giving happy endings. But yeah, well, I'm giving happy.
At this point, depends how much he's willing to pay me for it. I probably would. I'll put it in the window fund.
Be like, you can upgrade to our top tier on Patreon for a happy ending.
Your choice of music and lotions. But yeah, thanks for the email in. We really appreciate it, and good luck, man. It's gonna sort out. While I sit on my lunch break, I'm listening to you guys for the first time. I fucking love the show, boys. I'm happy to have found a new podcast to dive into. Thanks very much. Not Riverside. So Anchor we used to use for the podcast has now become Spotify. Spotify for podcasters.
Yeah.
They've now updated their system, and you can actually see how many times your podcast comes up. Did you know this, Jamie?
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so you can now see how many times in the last 30 days, right?
Yeah.
On Spotify, we've come up in some sort of way on Spotify 22,262 times.
Jesus, what, like on search engines or?
So we've had 20,000 people search on Spotify. And we had 1,500 come up on the home screen, and then it says Spotify library. I'm not entirely sure what that means.
That would be where, do you know, if you're going through the categories?
Or okay, like the playlist.
Sometimes I go onto like comedy and have a look, see if I can see us anywhere.
Yeah, so there's not enough people clicking on us for a start. Of that number, we should be getting clicked. But thank you for seeing the ridiculous look on my face on our thumbnail and taking a chance with us. We really appreciate it. But yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that number. Last 30 days, man, that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy, and I always appreciate having a new listener as well. So spread the word, guys. Spread the word. I was spreading the word to everyone on that stag do at the weekend, talking absolute shite about our podcast. So
maybe that's why we had a massive boost there. But yes, no, we do. We appreciate every listener and every time you email in as well. So welcome to the family, man. You're the new no hoper. I have a question for you guys. Would it be okay to let me know if it makes the show? I'm only catching up with episodes, so it'll be a long time till I get to the latest episode. He does know I've emailed him back, so he knows it's this episode. So I've been smoking weed for many years now, and I really enjoy the feeling of finishing work and getting to roll one up and relax. My new girlfriend does not know that part of my life exists. Eventually, she will clock onto it, but I'm not sure how to say it to her. She's expressed a pretty low opinion on the subject of drugs, hence why I haven't said anything to her yet. But now I'm at a loss on how to bring it up. How do I go around a difficult situation like this? If I leave it any longer, it will seem like I'm lying to her. Oh, weed. So, I'm not a massive fan of weed. I have a very low opinion of it. I've never stopped anyone smoking it. But I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it, and it's not because it makes people stupid or anything like that, that's up to them, is because it is an addiction. Whether people say it's not, it is. And my ex spent every fucking penny we had to make sure she always had... Like, we would have no fucking gas, electricity, but she would have a fucking joint.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is why I hate it, because I had to live for a long time like that with, like, no money so she could get fucking high.
Yeah.
So that's why I have a negative opinion on it. I mean, I used to do it as well, so it's not like a... But that's just my experience. I've gone through it. So maybe she's gone through a bad experience. We don't know what her experience with it is.
Possibly, yeah. You've seen quite the extreme of what it could reach.
Yeah.
My opinion's different on it to yours, because obviously I didn't live through that. I saw you go through that, so I can see how it can fuck some people's lives up as regards to her using that as the only catalyst that she needed to chase, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. She fucking stunk as well. She used to, towards the end of the relationship, like, we never had sex or anything like that, and she used to be like, what do I have to do to get your attention? And I'd be like, maybe not smoke weed and have a fucking shower, because you stink. Because the weed comes out in your skin.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. She fucking hummed, and she would have a joint before she come to bed, and she thinks I want to fucking touch her.
Yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of the reason why I stopped, other than obviously work getting in the way and stuff like that over the years, is because of that, because there's always a prolonged smell. Especially, I used to do a lot in my car when I first moved to the flat, and it just stunk the place out. When me and you we went through a stage of doing it for a little while.
Yeah,
I just never got rid of that smell from me, and I think the only way for our listener to like kind of address the situation is, one, are you letting it financially fuck your finances up? If that's the case, then maybe you need to look into getting some help on it. Two, if it's just a casual thing, like if you're doing like having like a glass of wine, and instead of having a glass of wine, you're having that, and it's not going to be ruining your finances, then it's not a big deal. And if that is the case, you need to communicate to your girlfriend, because you don't want to be 2 years down the road still disappearing for a walk because you're fucking going to smoke some weed, because you're going to get caught eventually, and it'll be a bigger problem then than it is now.
I guarantee that she probably already knows.
She's probably smelt it off you at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to think I was hiding it from my mum, and my mum fucking knew the whole time.
But I mean, obviously, I'd say she probably knows, which to me makes it sound. To me, it's like she's not that bothered, but she's waiting for you to bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand as well that it helps people. Like, I have no qualms against. Like, I know that it's especially for like ADHD, it's supposed to help a lot with helping you get to sleep and helping like the anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can understand the benefits of it. So that's, you know what I mean, I'd never say to someone not to start. But I agree with Jamie. If it's not affecting you financially, and you're just doing it every now and again to help you relax after work, if you're like stressed out, or it's, you know, just making you more relaxed, then it's not a massive problem. And it's just explain that to her. I mean, everyone's...
Because I think if I was in a different job, I think I may still do it occasionally, but because of the job I'm doing, I can't do it. But if I ever felt myself, because when I was a teenager, I was doing the thing that your ex did, where every bit of money that I was getting, I was trying to find a way to get weed from it, and that's not a good way to live. And then when I started working, I realised that I can't spend all my money on that. So then,
you grow up.
Yeah, it slowly stopped me buying the shit. But as I said, it depends. I think it depends on your consumption, how much you're going through a week.
Yeah, because that's the main problem people have with it, right? Is like, because weed's not addictive and all this stuff. But like, I mean, if you have to have stuff on you, and you're going every fucking couple of days to buy more, and you're sitting and there's rolling papers all over your fucking flat, and grinders everywhere, and there's lighters kicking about, it's not, you know, it's not attractive. It's not a good, you know what I mean?
No.
So
and hopefully he doesn't smoke in his flat, because I would hate it to go into someone's house and you could smell like stale ganja all the time.
Oh mate, don't I fucking... I can't handle. I even to this day I still hate the smell of it. I used to love the smell, but after years of nah, I fucking hate it. But like I said, I'm pretty sure she probably already has an idea that you're doing it, and if she says, "Oh yeah, I already knew," then she's not that bothered. Yeah, I mean, everyone, when you meet someone, I mean, you're finding out things about people, and you're taking on those things. If she was really that bothered about it, she would have gone already.
Yeah.
There's no way to hide it. People buy them fucking triple Ziploc bag things, and you can still fucking smell it.
Yeah, there's no real way of hiding it.
No, it's in your hair, and it fucking comes out in your pits. So you be banging her, and she might get a waft of it from your fucking pubic hair. It's just the fucking nature of the game. But hopefully that helped you out a little bit, and let us know how it goes. You're a new listener, and hopefully this will be the first email of many. But good luck. It's gonna be fine. I know. I'm like 95% sure it's fine.
Yeah.
There's always you got to leave that little percentage, Jamie, just for the
There's
Just in
95%
case.
it'll be fine. 5% is going to be an apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he emails back and says we're a bunch of dickheads, they're like, well, there was that 5% there.
Yeah,
I didn't say 100%, no.
We admitted we was wrong once. We'll do it again.
Happy Monday. Just to let you both know, my job is going well. I'm enjoying the new workplace and I'm getting a lot of days working from home too. So his previous email, he'd just started a new role and he was feeling slightly overwhelmed and that he was underskilled.
Oh, right,
And we
yeah.
told him just to like crack on and you pick it up. So glad you stuck to it and everything's working out a lot better. You knew you could do it. Problem is working from home brings a task of issues. It means the kids are thinking it's playtime 24 hours a day. Do you guys have any suggestions for making a workplace in a small house with no office so I can keep the kids out?
Depending on your garden size, you could try and do like a summer house or an outhouse. You could buy like an old cheap summer house off like Facebook, and you could deck it out yourself with like plasterboard and stuff. That's quite cheap to come across there. It wouldn't cost you an absolute bank to get, because if you was to try and get something brick done, it'd cost you a lot of money.
See, I was trying to think more of like including them in a work day.
It depends what your job is, isn't it? If you're on a meeting, Teams meeting or whatever, you can't have them in the room, really, innit?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because my idea was sort of like making a work day for them as well. Because if I don't, well, obviously we don't know how old they are, but you could sort of like structure your day with them in mind. So you could, when they get up, it's breakfast or whatever, and then you're like, right, a few hours, like you could get them colouring books or like tasks, things to do while you're working, so they feel included and they're still in the same room.
Possibly could work.
And then you're like, right, it's break time. You have break time together. Back to work, lunchtime, and then it's end of the day. And that way, because that's what they want, right? They want your attention, so they want to feel included. Obviously, we don't have kids. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah.
But that's how I would deal with it. I'd be like, right, if they want to be included,
you kind of like create a structure out of the day that makes them feel like they are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Because I think to myself, like, that I was thinking the same way as you were, like, actually finding a way to have an office. But then I think to myself, they're still there. They're still going to want to come in.
Yeah.
Wherever you're going to be in there.
Yeah, it's like if you're having to be looking after them as well, if your partner's not there, then you can't just go and sit in the shed, can you? Or sit in the summer house, because they could be absolutely battering each other in the fucking living room.
And if you stick them in front of a TV or a computer game, they just get bored.
Yeah, and you'll go in and they're watching fucking Babe Station.
I would definitely be watching. Well, no, Babe Station's a bit shit. Is that even still going? Is that still going?
I don't know. It must be, surely.
I
bet there's still
those
some men
fucking-
ringing them up. I don't know if that's just a
have
British
to
thing.
say I never did that.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet
I
you
don't
did.
fucking do that. I only started paying for stuff when OnlyFans come out, and I don't do that anymore either. Babe Station is still going. It's just like a cam thing.
Yeah, basically it's a cam thing, but it used to be on our like satellite TV, and when you were like a kid, you'd go to like pay like number like 500 and something. When your mum was downstairs, and you just sit there watching, and this woman would just be like twerking on the screen with her phone in her hand.
Yeah, you'd see nothing, but you're just like hoping. There's that. That was the bit that would get me over the edge, because I'm like, is she going to take it off? Is she going to take it
Yeah.
off? And then just be like, oh.
And it was always on mute, innit? It was like just some weird music going on because she was talking to
Yeah.
some John on the fucking phone.
Well, I'm sure. I remember it being like at the end of like Bravo or something. There was a channel called Bravo, and when that channel ended, Babe Station started.
I thought it was Men in Motors.
Or maybe it was Men in Motors. But I remember it being a channel that ended and then that took over.
I was like a little weird kid back then. I remember my house, we did something like weirdly illegal, where I had a TV upstairs, and we had NTL at the time, but it's now Virgin, downstairs. And if I changed it to channel 7 on my TV upstairs, it would copy the same
Yeah.
channel that was downstairs. So when my parents were in bed, I ran down and turned it to Men and Motors, and then ran back up, and then like we just spent all night watching softcore fucking porn for the whole night. And I'd be up till like 4 a.m, and Mum would be like, "Why is he so fucking tired?" And then eventually I got caught. I don't know how they managed. They must have clicked it over to see what I was doing. And I got caught, and I got told off for it. And I was just thinking, why was I such a little fucking creep? I didn't even know what to do with myself either. I was just watching it.
Oh man, I knew definitely what I was doing. When I said before, we had the NTL black box.
Oh yeah.
That Jeff used to work at the same place your dad does.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there selling them. So he bought one, and the box. So the black box it basically gave you all the channels.
Yeah, it's basically like the pirate thing.
Yeah, it would unlock all the channels, so you didn't have to pay all the extra things. But for some reason, the porn fucking things still didn't work. But you could sit there, and it would come in and out. So I would just sit there watching fucking Static for ages, and then it'd be like, and then like some boobs would come on. I'd be like, what? And it would go back out again. Like, fuck's sake, sitting there at fucking. Oh man, these are things that my kids and your kids and that will never understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that was some of the best times of like masturbation. Now it's so easily readily. I just it's so boring. I have to look at some fucked up shit.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I destroyed Kira and my brother's laptop?
Yeah, threw it into the wardrobe.
Yeah.
I think you told that story a couple of times on the podcast.
Have I?
Yeah, I also you told it once, and then I brought it up again.
I stole a porn DVD that I found in the house. I stole it, and I was hiding it in my Walkman. And Kieran, being like an 8-year-old brother who grasses everything up that you do to your fucking mum and dad, he was rummaging through my room and found it. And he went downstairs and goes, Mum, look what Jamie's got in his thing. And then there was like a whole talk where they've discovered that I've watched porn for the first time and all this stuff. It was fucking so embarrassing.
Brilliant. Oh, porn DVDs. I remember it makes you laugh because it was so hard to get porn back then. Like, people don't understand how hard it was. So like on Sci-Fi they used to do like hentai.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it'd be like an anime movie, but it'd be like a woman getting fucking destroyed by like everything and her clothes ripped off. Mate, the old tape player, the old VHS was in there recording that shit. I used to swap it with like my mate that I used to know. He used to like record it sometimes, and I would, and we would like swap tapes.
Fucking hell.
We've just gone on a fucking rant. There's nothing to do with kids. Don't let your kids watch porn. Yeah, so that was the only thing I could really come up with, like, because I think I was watching that show.
From that fucking question,
I don't know. How do we get to anything on this show, Jamie? I don't.
I just can't believe what happened there.
Yeah, I was watching. It was a show ages ago about kids that are just fucking horrible. Like, they beat their parents up and.
Oh yeah. Kind of like the nanny, super nanny.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And there was this kid, and he was an absolute dickhead. But they found out that when the kid was good, sat down and he like coloured in or did stuff like that, the dad would go out for a cigarette. And then he wouldn't come back in from his cigarette until the kid did something bad. So he had in his head that if he fucked around, he would get his dad's attention.
Yeah.
So all he had to do was, when he was being good, actually show him attention, and it like just like that, like a light switch, it was gone. So that's what I had in my head with this one. I was like,
that is true, because as soon as my mum, when we were young, decided that she was going to call my nan, we'd always know it would be like an hour-long phone call. And I have vivid memories of mums, because obviously back then we had landlines. Sorry for the kids, just to let you know, there was landlines. You were attached to a wall. I remember my mum sitting we had a rocking chair in the corner, and she'd be picking up pillows and battering us with them, because we're absolutely knocking 7 bells out of each other, because mum's decided to go on the phone for half an hour.
Yeah, I was the same. Mum used to talk to her sister.
Yeah.
So that's what I had in my head. It was like they want to be included, and they also want like to be around you. So I was like, what's the balance of that?
Yeah.
Sort of like giving them tasks and things like that. Obviously, it's not more work in your case, but if you're only doing it a couple of days a week,
I think it's a good
But
idea, and it's not going to be forever. They're going to be going to school soon.
yeah, yeah. So I think, but then like there's that Jamie's option is quite good as well. If you do need that quiet space, yeah, I mean you can always get something to put in the garden or put a lock on the fucking bedroom door. But then they want to. That's the thing, right? Wherever you go, the kid's going to find you. You can't even sit on the toilet nowadays without the kids wanting to know where you are.
I actually know during lockdown, one of the guys that I know quite well, he's got 3 kids. He sat in the car to avoid his children.
There you go. There's another one. If you've got a meeting, go sit in your car. But obviously, hopefully that helped. So we don't have kids, but hopefully you get something sorted. And let us know how it goes.
For sure. Yeah. I agree.
Hi. I've been going through some old photos and I found a picture of myself dressed as Obi-Wan character at school, looking pretty scared of a man dressed as a clown. I don't know if it's a Mandela effect or I've just blocked it out from PTSD, but I have literally no recollection of this happening at all. When I called my mum, she doesn't know anything about it either. Do you guys have anything like this, or it has strange stories from being young that you wish you had blocked out? Am I losing my mind? Do help. I think that's just being normal, right? Like I can remember my memory. I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember what I did when I was younger. I think you're the better off.
I think bring the physical picture to your mother, because if I called my mum right now and said, "Did you ever dress me as Obi-Wan Kenobi?" Your mum would be like, "Obi-Wan who?"
Yeah.
She would have no clue, even though it was a big film back then. She would have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea whatsoever. She sent my brother in as Obi-Wan. I might actually ask her. My brother went to school as Obi-Wan once. She put mascara on him and everything.
Do you remember the days of having to go as like the old Christmas plays? You had to go dressed as like the wise men, and your mum put a tea towel on your head.
Yeah, oh mate, I went as an ox. I was an ox.
Oh, were you?
Yeah,
I was a wise man.
I stood in the back next to. There was a guy called Ryan. He was a gypsy. Yeah, and when we were putting the ox costumes on, because he was an ox as well, he got completely naked, and that was the first time I've seen someone else's willy. I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, that's a lot smaller than mine.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, mate, yeah, you used to wear your mum's dressing gown.
Yeah.
And then they put a tea towel on your head. Yeah. I used to hate school plays. I remember we did a Black Plague one. They made me a boil out of Vaseline and masking tape. And I had to step forward and go, one of the signs of the Black Death was large boils. And then I had to squeeze it and all the Vaseline came out.
Ugh.
And then I stepped back. And then in our school, when you went from juniors to high school, I don't know what it is in America, you had to do a levers play, which was a horseshit. We did Saturday Night Live. Yeah, we did Saturday Night Live, which makes me laugh because then Mum showed me that film after we did the play. And like he's like, don't they like rape a woman or something in it? I can't remember.
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, John Travolta's getting a blowjob, and then they're like, "Are you done yet?" And he's like, "Yeah," and just gets out, and they leave her with his mates, and they all fucking take turns with her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine was like a pretty weird fucking dodgy like bit shouldn't have been done. Play. My mum doesn't remember me being signed up to this either. Yeah, in junior school, I was put into this. We all was brought out. There was like a path along the back. I remember standing there, and a man came out with a goat. Yeah,
right.
And he stood on the other side of the path, and he got the goat's teat and just squirted milk at all of us. And I just remember it hitting me in the face. And I was like getting upset because I was getting wet in my face from this fucking goat's teat, yeah. And I said, I brought this up on my old podcast with my two brothers, and we went into the kitchen afterwards, and because they couldn't, but they thought I was telling a lie. They thought I was telling absolute bullshit. And I went in and I said to Mum, "Do you remember that happening to me?" And she was like, "No." But I profusely remember this happening. And then I had to go home because I got so wet from the milk from the goat. And it's like, did I just dream this? Where's this fucking memory come from? It's your memory works in a weird way. Put it that way.
Yeah. So back in like juniors and that, obviously you had to get your parents to sign everything you did.
Yeah.
And I remember a day where we were all eating biscuits. They were letting us try different biscuits. I can't remember why. It must have been something to do with like flavours or some shit. But this was way before intolerances and stuff like that. But to eat these biscuits, you had to get your parents to sign a paper that said you could eat them.
Mm.
And I still to this day remember getting upset because I sat there in the middle of a room of fucking kids eating biscuits. And they wouldn't let me eat a biscuit because I hadn't got the bit of paper fucking signed. And I was going fucking mental. Because they wouldn't let me eat a fucking biscuit.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, it happened to me. I thought I was allergic to nuts cruel. For fucking 17 years because of my crazy mother.
How would you expect a fucking child to get a bit of paper signed? Like, it's not back like now where you can send a text message.
Do you know, when you see the memes? It comes out every now and then. There's a meme where you was doing food tech at school. Mm. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to make flapjacks next week. Make sure you bring your ingredients in." Or, we're going to make pizzas next week. We'll make sure you bring your ingredients in. I was that kid that went up to Mum at midnight the night before. Yeah. And go, "Mum, by the way, I need all these ingredients." And I'd give her a list of about 40 things that we don't have in the house.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, I remember being in fucking Asda at like 6 a.m. before school.
Yeah, I was the same as well. I used to hate that. I forgot about that. Yeah. The list of ingredients you had to, and then you had to carry it all in. There was never any fridges
or anything, so it just fucking was warm the whole time.
Yeah. Oh man, I got a silver plate for my cooking in school.
I got kicked out of that class eventually.
My mum wanted me to be the next Jamie Oliver, the fucking cunt. But I'm glad I didn't. I couldn't handle the stress of cooking. But I remember making this like sausage roll thing, and then Mum wanted me to make it for dinner. She was like, "Oh, that was really good. You can make that again." And there's me standing in the fucking kitchen making this sausage roll again,
crying into the.
I'm just like, I didn't even like the taste of it. It was like a kid's one, you know, like where they've made you put a load of mince in a bowl and squirted ketchup in it. Like,
yeah.
What horseshit. The apple pie was pretty good. I remember that.
Mate, honestly.
But, yeah, there you go. There's a little insight into... I hope when I said about the tea towel, everyone that listens went, "I remember the tea towel on your head when you were a child."
Yeah.
Do you think they still do that?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, I don't know if you could do Jesus things anymore. I think it'd probably be... You'd have to go to... What was that non-denominational holiday thing, or some kind of bullshit like that? Because at Christmas holiday. You can't say Merry Christmas anymore. You have to say Happy Holidays, don't you?
Yeah, Happy Holidays. So yeah, hopefully that made you laugh, and I want to see this photo. I want to see it. Just saying. Right, how's the week going? I really enjoyed the new content. Keep them up. Thanks very much. Oh, why do I keep wanting to sneeze today? It's like my fucking hay fever's acting up. I've been speaking to a mate about possibly helping him with some extra security work now and earning a bit of extra money. I feel like the money would be good, but I may burn myself out working full time and then doing security work through the nights of the weekend. What do you think? Should I try it and see how it goes?
I think if you need money that much, I think maybe just give it a go. You don't need to do it every weekend. Don't sign up to every single weekend. Just maybe one night of a weekend a week, or once every couple of weeks do a night and see how you get on. It depends what kind of security work. If you just work at the doors in a club, then it will essentially just be the same as being on a night out.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I remember we worked with a guy in the co-op, because I emailed this guy back, and I said, some people can just work consistently. Like, there was a guy, I can't remember his name, you went play pool with him a couple of times, but he worked full time with his dad. I think he was like a builder or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Then he used to come to the co-op, and he used to do part-time with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he used to do like deliveries or something as well, like after that.
Yeah, this was I think it was like the early days of like Hermes or Every, and he was doing like their kind of delivery drop-offs as well.
Yeah.
He
remember saying
worked
to him,
24 hours a day, that guy.
Mental. And I said to him, I was like, when was your last day off? And he's like, oh, I just like the money. He's a bit of a knob as well.
Yeah, but he did have a Beamer at the age of 18.
Well, yeah.
If you've got a BMW at 18, then you're doing something right. If you're not a drug dealer, anyway.
But yeah, I said to the guy in the reply, I was like, it's easier to do extra work and have like a deadline, or so like if I had to do it, I'd be like, right, I need this amount of money. Once I got to that, end it, because it's easier to carry on when you know it's going to end. If it's like endless, you're just like, this is just, I mean, what's it worth?
Yeah, and also if there is a drive to get extra money, like there's guys that work in my place that live in my place. Like they literally day in, day out will pick up any hour that the sun gives them, and will come in and in whenever they're asked and all this stuff. Then there's guys like me who will do it as and when I want to, when I actually need to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's the difference, right? That's like, some people are just built differently. Like they're quite happy to. I couldn't do it. I tried it when I was trying to pay off all my debts and that. I did something like a solid month. Like I did like every shift I could, like every fucking day, and it just felt like I was never out of that fucking place, and it drove me absolutely mad.
Yeah. Which
is why I said, like, but then like if he's just gonna call you up when he needs an extra hand, that's, you know what I mean, that's nothing. That's just like, if you got nothing going on and he's offering you to work to get money, just do it.
Yeah, I think that if it's a no commitment thing.
Yeah, he's just asking you when he needs you, then I don't see a fucking problem with that. It's easy as peas, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Because you could easily burn yourself out. I think I definitely burnt myself out when I was a manager. I was doing a lot of hours, and then I went to the opposite of that, where towards the end of when I was at co-op, I was doing the least hours I possibly could.
Yeah.
Because I'd completely burnt myself out over years and years and years and years of fucking just plugging away, doing all these extra hours under the sun for no money. When it came to us, we weren't earning money for that. We were doing it for the fucking goodness of the fucking business, which is ridiculous when you think about it now.
That's how their businesses are built, though, on people that are doing stuff for free.
Yep.
So, no, it depends on your circumstances. Like I say, if it's every now and again, just fucking do it. If he's like, oh, I need you for 6 months or something like that, or you know what I mean, just focus on that. If you need it for, you're looking to buy something, if it's for like Christmas money, just be like, right, I'm doing it till Christmas and I'm done.
Yeah. If you've got a credit card you want paying off,
pay off a credit card and do it like that. It's better to do it with a goal than to feel like you're just stuck now and just you've got no time off, because that's when you're going to get burnt out.
Definitely.
But let's know how it goes, and making that bank. I can't stop sniffing now. I appreciate the support from everyone on my appeal. It gave me a lot of strength. This was the guy whose ex-girlfriend sent him a Snapchat.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that bitch.
Block and delete.
Yeah. If anything, just punch her. No, I'm joking. Never do that.
We do not go down in violence.
I just had this image of like just throwing my phone into her face. No, of course we support you, man, and the listeners do too. That's a horrible thing for anyone to go through. There's no reason to be that fucking disgusting.
No.
Sending shit like that to an
Vile
ex.
behaviour.
No. So, and we're always going to be here. You know what I mean? On this late Thursday evening, I'm finding myself jumping between dating sites and Pornhub. Sounds like me about a year ago, doesn't it? So it's safe to say I have an urge there, but I know I cannot get into a relationship after the last one. Is it selfish and unreasonable for me to pursue people online if I know I don't want the commitment other than sex? Many thanks.
Go for it.
Fucking do it. There is so many people on the fucking internet right now, on dating sites and stuff that want exactly the same thing. The main thing is if you're clear and you say you're not interested. Like, I did the same thing, right? Oh, fucking stiffing. Like, I wanted a relationship, but it got to the point where I was like sick of fucking looking for it, that I was like, I'm just gonna see what comes my way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was a horrible thing that happened to you. It should never have happened, but like, you could be going out and you could say to them, not looking for a relationship, and it could still come and happen. But as long as you're open and you say to them, I'm not interested, and they're like, okay, you're not doing anything bad.
I think things come your way when you're not looking.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. We've proved that on the show. So many people we've said to, like, step back, look after yourself, clear your head, and they're like, well, I've stepped back and now I'm seeing someone.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
I think once your confidence comes back, I think that brings a lot you're coming your way, and I just think, fucking mate, if you've been in a long relationship and you've been hurt that way, you are more than entitled to go and become an absolute whore for a little while. Do you know what I mean? Fucking do it.
But like I said, you might be doing it with someone, and then a couple of months down the line, you're still doing it with them, and then you found yourself a relationship. Just enjoy yourself, and just try and forget that bitch. Don't bring it up to the whoever you're seeing, because it will just make you seem bitter.
Just be safe. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Put a bow on it.
Double wrap it. What porn categories are you are? You didn't put that in the.
That just caught me so off guard when it's just like I'm going between dating sites and Pornhub. I'm just sitting there thinking, fucking hell.
That's what I used to do though. You used to you sit on the dating site, right? And you're like talking to different people, and you're like trying to meet up because you want to get your hole. It's all falling through. It's now midnight. You've got work in like 4 hours. You're like, fuck it. I'm just going to go on Pornhub, bash one out. You go to sleep, and then you start the whole rigmarole again the next day.
I never felt the pain of that internet dating.
No, because
I predated
you're one of the lucky ones. Yeah, throw in a couple categories there. I want to know what you're watching.
Dan's watched them all, so he can give you some fucking advice.
I'll give you some recommendations if I know what you like. I always like the amateur stuff though. I can't handle the like high production value shit. It's so unreal. I
really dislike. The guys were talking about at work the other day. We were talking about this guy. He was like, "Oh, the storyline was going on so long. Anything with a storyline would kill me off." I don't need a storyline like when she gets stuck in the fucking dishwasher or something.
Oh, I love them ones. But they pretend they can't get out, and they're like stuck under a sofa or stuck in like their hands.
They're always
like
high production value. So why'd you like it? I thought you would be agreeing with me on
not
that.
all of them are. There was this one that makes me laugh. It's like woman that's slightly chubby, and she like gets into like one of them like kids' houses things.
Oh yeah.
Because she's got she goes around her mates, and her mates got kids, and it's in the front room, and they're like messing about, and she tries to climb in through the window on the side and gets stuck. So then she's like, I'll go get the neighbour, and she runs out and brings the neighbour in. So then the neighbour starts taking the woman from behind, and then the other woman's like, I can't remember what the other woman was doing, playing with his balls or something. But I'm like,
that's just absolutely ludicrous.
Like right, so I can go with the story if it's a vintage porn, like if it's old porn, because I feel like the stories were a little bit better. But the new ones are so played out, and their acting is so bad.
Yeah, because everyone
It's
and their
just like-
fucking dog's a fucking porn star nowadays.
Yeah, but back then there was a little bit more. It was more art because it was so like no one wanted it, and they had to try a little bit harder.
You ain't
Even
seen
if it was
art
still
down until you've
shit.
been to a sex show in Amsterdam, and they're absolutely riding the shit out of each other. It's so off-putting when you're sitting in a room and all you hear is the clapping. You're just hearing the clapping like that. I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then I'm sitting there, and we're surrounded by families. By like fucking families with like teenagers and shit.
Watching porn.
Watching two people on stage absolutely going at the clappers.
I'd love to see a live section. I remember Jim that comes on the podcast once, went with some of the guys from college to Amsterdam, and he said that he was like fucking high off his tits, and they were in this place buying something, and they had like one of the booth things that you go in and you put money through the slot.
Oh yeah, we went into them, yeah.
And he said he was standing there and he turned around, and this guy come out of one of the booths early, so the window was still up. And he just fucking charges in. He's like, "Hey, look, lads, there's someone getting fucked in here." And the whole shop tried to cram into this fucking booth, and he ended up getting them all kicked out. I was like, that's fucking class right there. Anyway, we've gone off thing again. What are we talking about? Yeah, no. As long as you're clear on your intentions and they're okay with it, then you shouldn't feel anything bad. Like I said, they're obviously the same thing. So just go out and enjoy yourself, and then if it happens and it comes along, just go with it.
You're better for it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at this.
What?
It's like it was fate, Jamie. I took the time and worked on myself, and now I'm seeing someone. It's made me feel amazing after such hard time, so thank you both.
Well, there you go.
Couldn't have fucking planned that better.
Two men, no hope. Out here giving hope to the hopeless.
Also, Sharknado was an awful film. I'm glad you both agreed on that.
Uncle Joe was very agreeing on it as well.
I know there'll be one day where I'll be like sitting on my own after a few ciders, nothing's on the telly, and it'll come up and be like, "Oh, you watched Sharknado 1? What about Sharknado 2?" And I'll be like, "Oh, fuck it, go on then." I'm not watching it, but I'm not going out.
I have a feeling it's going to happen at Christmas when we're all together.
Oh yeah, because Charlotte would be like, "Oh, no, Dad, if you didn't like 1, 2 will convince you. We'll put 2 on." We'll see.
You might end up falling out over it.
Yeah. Right. So guys, I did something super embarrassing. In work, we use pool vehicles when doing errands for the office. I had a crazy moment when diarrhea took over my mind. I spent 30 minutes coming back to the lot. Well, as you can probably already tell, I never made it.
Oh, God.
I saw myself, and to make it worse, I was wearing white chinos.
Oh, God.
So I stayed in the car until I saw people walk inside. I made my escape and went back to my car and made off home. Little did I know I left a big mark on the seat of the car, so now everyone at work knows. Not many have commented, but I feel like it's everywhere. Do you think I should get ahead of it and bring it up at work and try to laugh it off? Or do I pretend it never happened?
It's everywhere, or the shit's everywhere.
Yeah, he says, not many have commented, but I feel like it's everywhere. Yeah, like he feels like everyone's like judging him and everyone can is talking about him sort of thing.
Obviously, we've got our disclosure at the beginning of this. And...
Why are you going to say something horrible?
I'm not going to say something horrible, but what I would do, and this is only my jokey answer.
Start a fire.
I would possibly burn the building down, or what I would do is just disappear into the night and never to be heard of again. Like, honestly.
Or you could give everyone else laxatives, and everyone's had diarrhea, and then you're like, oh well.
Yeah, it'd be like that scene from
eaten.
fucking Bridesmaids, where they're just shits in the middle of the road.
Be like, oh, what did someone bring in for lunch? Oh, we all ate it. It's all made us sick.
I had not a situation like that, but I had a situation where I was going to a management course.
Yeah.
Over in Swindon, and Swindon's probably about 3 hour journey from where I live, and I decided just to do that straight with no toilet breaks, and I got all the way to Swindon, got to the hotel, which like shared a parking area with a Pizza Hut and some other industrial estate type places, and I needed a piss so badly that I knew I wouldn't make it inside the hotel and check in and all that stuff. So I found a bottle of like Volvic in the car, and Volvic, for anyone that's not in the UK, has a slightly bigger entrance hole. So I poured that out, which made my need for the piss even more horrific. And I'm sitting. I didn't think about how close I was to the actual Pizza Hut. So there's people in the Pizza Hut watching me pour that out onto the ground, and then sit there and put my fucking dick in it and start peeing. And like they could see me getting like relief on my face. And then all of a sudden, I realised the Volvic bottle's nowhere near big enough to house what's coming out.
Oh, you got a Dumb and Dumber situation going on.
So I had to like pour that out the window.
Oh, it'd been easier just to get up and piss on the side of the road.
I know. I poured that out the window and went for 2.5 bottles worth. And because we're only talking the little 500ml ones. And Jesus, Mother of God, when I looked up, there's like full like 5 or 6 people sitting on tables looking out the Pizza Hut window looking at me while I'm having a piss, and it was horrific. Luckily none of them were staying in the hotel that I noticed anyway. So yeah, I was close, but I would have burned down the hotel. I would have burned down the Pizza Hut as well.
It's made me laugh as well because I was at work the other day. I said my stomach's been quite weird. I don't know what's going on. So you know where I'm going with this, Jamie. And I'm the same with you. Like I've got to have like overalls and shit on.
Yeah.
And we also got as well, like there's a timer, so you can't just walk off because everything's timed.
Yeah.
So I wait till like the brink to go to the toilet because I try and hold it in for my breaks, and my stomach's going. I'm like, I've got the sweats, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, this ain't happening. So there's this Filipino guy that knows I do my job. So I was like, mate, you need to cover me for a second. He's like, okay, and I fucking leg it, taking all my gear off, run into the toilet, sit down. You know, the world's ending, but yeah. Obviously, I've got to do it as quick as I can because the guy's not brilliant. So then I'm like, am I done? And I get up. And everything's in a rush, right? So my arms are flaring, pulling the toilet paper off, wipe, and as I go out, I flicked it. So I've wiped and I've like flicked my wrist, and I can feel the weight difference from the fucking paper change.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, so I look around, and it's like slow motion, as if like it's flying off the toilet paper, and like a load of shit just hits this like white pipe that runs along the bottom of the toilet. And I'm just like standing there frozen like a fucking deer, and I'm holding this toilet paper, I'm bent over, and I'm just staring at the fucking it's not a white pipe now. And I'm just like, oh, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it?
So I fucking did it, and I did clean the pipe. I'm not like the fucking people I made about work, so no one knows about it. But I was like, it was just that fucking few seconds of weight difference, and like, oh, I couldn't believe it, man. Especially when you feel like crap, and you're in a rush, and you're just like, oh, come on, man. I'm so glad there wasn't like a slapping sound.
See, I would struggle in your place because I wait until my breaks are over to go.
Oh, see, I used to, but now they put the timer in. Like, I would just go and like let it pile up a bit, but you can't do that now. So it's like you just got to either find someone to cover you, or you just got to fucking deal with it.
But mate, like honestly, I would not be able to deal with it, man. Like I've had some situations where it's like you almost have this, like when something like that happens to you, it's like your body starts going into like a feverish mode, isn't it? and you don't know like what you were saying, like your arms were flaring and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I can live that moment, right as you say it. And I think our listener can as well.
Yeah,
And
in this
horrible.
sort of situation, we had a guy at work who shot himself. I think I spoke about it before.
Yeah.
And he thought it was a good idea to like get ahead of it and like make jokes out of it. But you then become the guy who shot it at work.
Mm.
And as soon as you talk about it, people think you've accepted it and like it's funny. So then they'll just keep bringing it up when you're not expecting it. For me, it'd be better if I would just ignore it. I would be like, it never happened, and then people will just forget it, and they'll know as well then, like, if you don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it either.
Yeah, they'll just talk about it behind your back instead.
Which I'm much fucking happy about.
So it depends whether you want an arson charge or whether you just want to get on with life. I think you'll do well.
Yeah, if you make a joke out of it, they think you think it's alright.
Yeah.
So nah.
I don't know what I would do. Like, on a serious note, I think I agree with you, Dan. I think it's a very British answer, but I think a British person would just pretend that's not even been a situation. It's not even happened.
Yeah. I think that's the unsort of like spoken, they're not happy about it, so don't bring it up.
When like the security would be like to me, what happened in the pool car? I'd be like, I don't know. What pool car are you talking about?
yeah. Jamie's like lied to death.
Yeah. I've never borrowed a car from here.
No, I've never driven one.
Hang on a minute, I don't even have a license.
I haven't got. This isn't even my real leg. It's wooden. I'm not allowed to drive.
I'm actually legally blind, so there's no way I'm actually legally allowed to drive.
Who said that? What? Is there someone there? Am I talking to myself again? Because that happens a lot.
Oh, Dad, in work, yeah. We've got a new cleaner. Well, our old cleaner disappeared, innit? Maybe she shot herself.
Oh, the one that you said about that was putting his own shit on the walls.
No. He was before my time. We've got a new one, yeah. And I was convinced this cleaner is deaf and dumb. Completely,
right.
like I
Ellen
said.
Keller.
Yeah, I was like, at first I didn't know if it was man or woman, or in between, or they or them, or 2023, or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out what gender I'm dealing with. Second of all, because we all wear like the gear, I'm trying to figure out who they are, because obviously when they just first walk in, everyone looks the same.
Yeah.
So you don't know if it's a management, cleaner, fucking engineer. And she walks in, and I goes, hello. And she just walks past me. I'm like, okay. Then I thought, I'm having some kind of weird interaction where I've upset them. So then I start being weird and start being, because it's only me in the room, I start then going, oh, how was your day? How was your weekend? No answer. Nothing. Then one of the jobs I do, I turn the light off because I have to check for a panoramic lens, yeah? So
right.
The lights have to go off in the room, but obviously a cleaner wants the lights on so they can see what they're cleaning, yeah? So I turn the lights off, she turned the lights back on, and then I was like, oh, sorry, I need them off for the job I'm doing. And she just didn't say anything, so then I turned it back off again. And then she turned it back on again. Then I said, no, sorry, I'm really in the middle of saying I can't have the lights on. And she didn't say nothing. She just carried on doing what she was doing. And then I was like, okay. So I turned the light back off again. And then she didn't say anything. She just opened the door and walked out. And then I was just like, is this person real? Is this a real human being? No interaction at all. And apparently, one of the other guys tried to help her fix a Hoover because she fucked her Hoover up, yeah.
Yeah.
And he sorted it all out and put the hose back in and stuff, and was expecting like a hello or a thank you or something, and she just looked at him, and then just walked off with the Hoover.
What the fuck? I thought you were going to say she was deaf. What's going on?
I have no idea. She's not interacting with any of us. She's been coming in the room for... I said, does she work here? Is she like an alien? Like, no one knows who she is, what her name is. She's not interacting with anyone. She just walks in and doesn't say anything. Keeps turning my light back on. When I say hello, how are you? Nothing. When I say, how was your weekend? Nothing. When I say anything, every morning, nothing. Just walk straight past you.
You need a spray bottle, so every time she goes to switch the light on, you just give her a little spritz. Like a
Like
cat.
a dog. Like when a dog starts barking.
No, go away. Maybe she is deaf. Learn some sign language.
No, I thought that. So I started like making noises to see if she'd look up. And she does. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck's going
Just
on.
saying all this weird shit, just to fucking...
Yeah, and like I got into like such a weird state. I thought it was just me, and no, everyone's the same. Like, yeah, she's not interacting with no one. Because I just thought I'd upset her, probably by trying to figure out who she was.
That's ridiculous,
Mate. Oh, it made me laugh if she listens to this.
That's probably why she won't talk to you. She's like, fucking hell, that guy's disgusting. Yeah, so I hope it's all sorted, it's all gone. Like, it's been a couple of days, and by this episode it'll be a couple of weeks. So things happen, right? Like, it's not happy. It's not a good thing to happen, but it happens. And if they're not wanting to talk to you about it, then I would just leave it. Eventually, something else will happen, and it will move on.
Yeah, I think in the space of real life, as we've said many a times with embarrassing things on this podcast, you have about a 2-week life period, and then it moves on to something else.
Unless you bring it up.
Yeah.
And then it would last a little bit longer. Because they're like, oh, he thinks it's funny, so now we'll call him, like... I don't know. I can't think of it. I'm not very good creative with, like, nicknames.
We call him Shitball.
There you go. I was trying to think of something to do with his chinos, but... yeah. So, yeah, hopefully you'll be alright, man. I mean, these things happen. I've still got 2 more shitting stories in the bank out of my but I feel like I've already given one with what happened to me the other day. Shitting in public is always fun. But yeah, let us know how it went if it's all died down now, and we'd like to let everyone know. Right, last email. This weekend couldn't have come sooner. Rugby, beers and banter, I cannot wait. My job is so shit, the money is good, but I just get my mental health issues spiking at least once a week. What sports are you guys into, if anything? That was really, like, I thought he was going to talk about mental health, but he wants to know about sports.
I suppose it can be linked, mental health and sports.
I don't know. I tried to get into the rugby. I thought when I moved up to Scotland, I'd be like, right, I need to give rugby a go. But it's just not something I don't know. That whole sitting and watching it, I don't know. I could play sports, but sitting and watching it, I just think it's quite boring.
When we were on the stag do, there was quite a bit of rugby over the weekend, so that's probably why we got this email. I don't mind sitting in a bar and watching it with a group of people, but I don't really. I wouldn't sit at home and watch rugby by myself. I'd watch basketball by myself. I'm into basketball, obviously, as everyone knows. Probably UFC and boxing is probably the other sports I'd watch.
See, I enjoy UFC and boxing, but it's so erratic. Like, you could be like the Jake Paul and all that sort of thing, and like Logan Paul. Like, you could be waiting months for it, and it could be over really fucking quick, or it could be complete and absolute garbage.
Yep,
it could last the whole. I mean, you just don't know, and they want you to pay per view for it. And like, so if you pay per view and then the fight's over in like 2 punches, you're just supposed to be happy with that.
Well, that's why if you get into it like I am, I actually enjoy the undercards more than any of the a lot of the time, I always find the main fight is so overhyped that both fighters are too. Unless you get lucky, like some of the Tyson Fury fights, they were good.
Yeah.
But I used to see it with Conor McGregor. I stayed up all night once for Conor McGregor. He knocked someone out in 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But I watched the entire prelims and all the undercards, and they were brilliant all the way up. So, and really entertaining. So it depends if you make a night of it. I always think if you just go on it just to watch the main event, I think you're always gonna be disappointed.
I just hate all the talking. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't even watch
bullshit,
the bits where they like yapping at each other. Like, I just don't care.
I hate all that stuff because it's all bullshit.
Yeah, because then like, especially like I was watching, is it Notorious? McGregor's movie, and he was like talking to the Mexican guy, and he's like giving him all this shit and that, called him all these names, and then when the fight's end, he comes over and he's like being really nice to him.
Yeah, because it's all persona with McGregor.
Yeah, but it's like that with everyone. It's like, oh, that's how they sell their tickets. So I get it.
That's what Jake Paul's doing. Jake Paul's doing the McGregor persona, piss everyone off. Because McGregor was brilliant. McGregor created the UFC to what it would be nowadays. Because before that, there was a lot of great fighters, but there was no one with like real,
Personality.
Yeah, like sellable reels that you could do with him, absolutely rinsing people on stage. And the Irish accent just makes it sound better.
I love there's a bit where he comes in, he's late, he's running late.
Yeah.
And he sits down, and the other guy gets up, and he's like, "Yeah, go on, fuck off." And the guy suddenly goes, "He's like, what are you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna do nothing.
You're gonna do nothing."
Yeah, and he starts throwing water bottles. Nothing. I went back into work, so I was watching on my break, and I just started looking at people, and I was like, "Nothing. You're gonna do nothing." Like ages, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
There's a clip with him where someone's talking about him like behind him.
Oh yeah,
absolutely rinsing him, yeah. And then he looks back and he just goes, "Who the fuck is that guy?" No one even knows who he is. And I was just fucking, yeah, mate. He does make me laugh.
Yeah, I love hockey as well, but it's so hard to watch it over here.
It's hard to watch over here.
I like any sport where violence isn't frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like the best thing about hockey is that if you have a fight, you just get 3 minutes to calm yourself down, and then you're allowed back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like football.
No, and I don't mind football because I've got into like Wrexham, obviously like most people because of the documentary and that. But all the faking does my head in.
And the higher league you get in football, the worse it is.
Yeah. So and like rugby's better because obviously they are actually hurting themselves. Like it's contact, isn't it? Football's not.
28th of October, you got Ngannou and Tyson Fury having a fight. UFC world champion and world champion from boxing. So that should be the next thing. Everyone says it's an absolute farce, but it should be an entertaining thing.
He's just going now until he gets knocked out.
Who?
That's all he's doing. Tyson Fury.
Yeah, well, he's avoiding all the big players in the heavyweight division at the minute. So to go to Ngannou, who's not a boxer, is a smart move because he's going to make a lot of money, and he's probably going to just go 12 rounds with him and win by points.
It makes me laugh because they're now talking about that they have done they are doing a season 2 of his show. It makes me laugh, like, because obviously, like you said as well, like when you watch it, there's so many things that I can see because he definitely has ADHD as well.
Yeah, he's basically me.
Yeah, he's just flip flopping all over the fucking place. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do a season 2 because I'm not a reality TV show. And he's like, yeah, I'll do season 2.
Yeah, Netflix was like, we want to pay you 18 bill. There you go, mate. See you later.
He's like, yeah, I'll do it. It's fucking mental. When I've been to Canada, I quite enjoy going to see the baseball because the baseball is like ADHD, right? Like you get in, it's all a bit quiet. Everyone's taking their seats and they're talking about, and then all of a sudden the fucking board lights up. you get a TV fucking advert and a movie trailer, then you look down and they're playing a bit of baseball, and then all of a sudden the fucking things go off and there's music, and you get up and there's beer, and it's just constant fucking random shit all the time.
See, because obviously it looks so boring on TV, I've never watched it, so maybe
Yeah,
it
but
would
when
be
you're there,
good
it's
to go
different
and
though,
actually
isn't it?
see it.
Yeah, it's when you're there, it's different.
Mm.
Especially because like you're like watching and you're like nothing's really happening, and then all of a sudden it's just like and the fucking screen lights up. You know, what the fuck is that? And you're looking and they're playing something else, and then you look back down, it's just random shit. But I always enjoy it, and the tickets are dirt cheap as well. I think we paid something like $15 a ticket. It's like 10 quid.
Oh, I'd love that, mate.
Yeah. So I think I watched Blue Jays versus the Americans. What are they called? Yanks? No. Yanks.
Well, the New York
Yes.
Yankees.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah. So there was this really nice American. We got there a bit late, and we sat next to these two American women, and they were telling me all the rules and stuff. So that was quite nice.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to see that. I like to see. Well, I go see the hockey, because Scotland's got a couple hockey rinks near me, so I go see that. And me and you went, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was one of the good moments of that weekend where it all went Pete Tong at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Sabina's mate's brother plays for Dundee.
Oh really?
What are they called, the Sharks or something? So so she's like, oh, if you ever want to go see him, we can get free tickets.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, fucking hell yeah.
Yeah. I keep meaning to go watching the London Lions, which is the British basketball team, down in London, because the tickets are cheap. But it's one of those things where you got to kind of coordinate all the guys to go together, and to get 5 guys to fucking sync their fucking calendars when everyone's got a missus is not an easy feat.
Yeah, I can imagine it. But yeah, so I'd much rather watch a fight though. I stayed up and I watched the Strongest Man fight. I just had bad luck. Every fight I go to watch because I want to see it just turned out to be shit. I'm like the bad luck. Like if I knew someone was a fighter, they'd be like, Dan, can you not watch my fight, please? I'm like, but I want to see it. They'd be like, no, as soon as you set eyes, I'm going to lose. Please, can you stay home and I'll tell you about it later? Okay.
The only thing that discourages me, and it happened at the Stag Do as well, and when I went to see Tyson Fury fight in Tottenham,
Oh yeah,
the crowd that boxing or UFC attracts into the arenas and to the big halls watching it, like the big drinking halls watching it, they're all arseholes, man. They're all coked up, fucking jumped up, fucking people just looking for rows themselves. There's no just normal people like me and you just wanting to go and watch the fight because we like the fighting. They're always they want to have a fight themselves.
Yeah, because it gets the blood going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, I still can't believe it. I got up the next morning, like Sunday, and I was watching the highlights, and I'm like, this is fucking horseshit.
What time was it on? Is it Manchester?
It was in Manchester, yeah.
So it wasn't
Logan Paul's on at 10, and KSI was on at 11. But, nah.
But they get their money, don't they? Because we're talking about it.
Oh, just fucking... They should never... There are a few people that proper like boxers and that are like, we're not talking about them anymore. And I don't fucking blame them. What a fucking farce.
It is a farce, yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, they attract all the big names from that used to be boxers and UFC fighters because they're looking for the final bag as well.
If Dylan Dennis, or whatever his name is, gets a fight, it'd be the worst thing that's ever fucking happened.
I think he will.
He didn't even fight. He literally just stood there with his arms up laughing.
Yeah, because he's another UFC reject, isn't he?
He's just a fucking idiot. I felt so bad because obviously Logan was trying to fucking actually have a fight.
Logan did clap him a few times.
He did, yeah. But yeah, because he was like, look at your face. Because he's giving it all this bullshit. Nah.
Yeah, he's a little jumped up prick. Someone absolutely gave him a big punch when he was supposed to be fighting KSI in the back room.
I hope KSI never has another fight either, because his was fucking garbage. It come out as well that all the clinching that he kept doing consistently was actually the strategy. Like, apparently people were like listening back to the tapes when he was sitting in the corner, and his crew were telling him to keep grabbing hold of him.
Yeah, because what they were trying to do is, if you stay on the inside of Tommy can't sit behind his jab, because that's what Tommy would do. Tommy would stick behind his jab because he can technically box better than... Because KSI just throws bombs. Doesn't actually box. It's all overhand fucking... he doesn't really stand there and jab, does he? It's all overhand bullshit that he does.
Yeah.
Because he's getting trained by UFC fighters as well. He's not even getting trained by boxers.
What did someone say? So, I was looking, because I was watching a bit of it. I was watching talking on live on YouTube, so I was reading the comments. And someone was like, "Oh, KSI's run out to get Vaseline to cover that massive forehead."
He has got a dome on him, hasn't he? I feel his pain.
But have you ever watched £1,000 Sisters with Tammy?
Yeah.
He has the same forehead as Tammy. Like, fucking brother and sister. She likes African men as well, like black men.
There you go.
She'd be all
Could
over
be
that.
the man for him. Man for her, I mean.
But that's it, man. I haven't missed a story this time. That's it. That's all the emails. Right, so it's coming up again. That month went quick. It's now coming up. Was it next week? Will be another episode of the Nuisance Movie Club, the NMC. Yep, I got that right. It's still fresh. It'll be okay. I'll be rolling off the tongue soon. But we come up with new movies. So what I want to say this time is that we try our hardest, obviously, to not have spoilers, but it's impossible. So we're going to start trying to let you know the films earlier, but if you can watch the films or, expect spoilers, it's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, we're talking about the film. It's going to happen.
Yeah. It's going to have spoilers. So you just got to watch the films as well, and then you know what's going on. But who said first last time? Was it you or was it me?
I think it was you last time.
Okay, so you can tell first. What film have I got to watch then?
I have got Guns Akimbo for you to watch. Have you seen it?
No, but I hate Daniel Radcliffe.
Well, you'll be able to look past it in this one, because Daniel Radcliffe doesn't seem like Daniel Radcliffe's in this film.
I'm sure he does.
I think you'll like it. It's like Crank.
He is just the fucking... Everything he does is English. He's so... That's the only way I can describe why I don't like him, is because everything he does is English. Like,
I don't know if he actually is English in this.
He can't do accents. He's just a fucking English guy. That's what he's doing. Working off the Harry Potter
basically, he's going to be playing a nerd who gets hijacked by a crew that attach some guns to his hand. And if you ever seen like the Crank films with Jason Statham,
I love the Crank movies.
Yeah, it's very similar. Very similar. I think you'll like it.
I think I won't be able to get past the fact that Daniel Radcliffe's in it.
Well, Dan, it isn't about you.
I'll watch the whole thing, but I'll guarantee it's if I speak to Sabina, she'll be like, he wouldn't shut up about Daniel Radcliffe. I'll just be like, tutting. There was a film that I was really looking forward to with him in it, where it was about Frankenstein. It was him and
James
James
McAvoy. Okay, that film.
He was fucking terrible in it. And no matter how hard McAvoy, I keep making his name wrong because I think it sounds funnier without it going wrong, was acting, like every scene you were like, oh, James is bringing it back. He's bringing it back. In walks Daniel Radcliffe. And just, I
think it's because you've got him typecast as Harry Potter like a lot of people.
He's just useless. I just think he's useless. He's working off Harry Potter fame. That's how he keeps getting these fucking movies. Right. So, you're going to... I don't know how you're going to feel about this movie. For me, I enjoyed it, but I feel as if for you, it's going to be a little bit like of a payback for Sharknado.
Oh no!
So
Oh,
it's a
no.
film called.
Is this going to be a film I have to watch by myself without Charlotte?
I watched it with Sabina.
Well, yeah. Well, tell me what it is, and we'll see what I think.
So because obviously it's Halloween, and I was in that sort of mood. So there's a film called The Entity.
The Entity.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a true story about. I don't know if I want to tell you about what it is about, and just let you watch it.
I'll go into it blind, Dan, if you want me to.
Yeah, I'm going to go into it blind. So
what
all
year
I'm
did
going
it come out?
82.
Oh fuck! Okay.
But it's along. It's sort of like like along the lines of Exorcist. It doesn't look bad, but so it's based on a true story. It's about a woman, where something's happening to her. So just keep that in mind, and it gets going pretty quick,
Right.
as well.
Okay.
So it starts right at the beginning. But so the first half I enjoyed more than the second half, because the first half is like what's her experiences, and then the second half feels like this is a film and they've done this just to make it a bit more exciting.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, in the middle it sort of like it sways a little bit, but yeah, just keep in mind that this actually happened and is still happening to this woman.
Is it like an incubus or something, where it's like a demon having sex with her in the sleep or something?
No, it's a ghost thing, but yeah. So it's the woman in it is the mum from Insidious.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was her. So but no, I like I said, and I said to Sabina, I enjoyed this film. It freaked me out younger when I saw it. So you'll be like, this is payback, but it's not. It just feel that way. Well, yeah, there you go, people. You've got, what was mine called again? Guns Akimbo and The Entity to watch. Oh, by the way, you will have to download it, Jamie, because it is literally nowhere on the internet.
Okay.
I had to download
do
it.
some illegal searches.
Yeah. Watch it, hopefully, before you got a week. We'll try and give you it earlier so you've got more time to watch these things, or just listen and then have some spoilers. Sometimes I think when you hear stuff, you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, I might watch that, even if it is technically a spoiler. That's just
Yeah,
my
I know
mindset.
for a fact 3 people have now watched Sharknado because we talked about it.
Oh, but they haven't watched my film, which was way better.
Well, 2 of them had seen that film, and I'd never heard of it, and I was thinking, I'm a film buff, so how have I not heard of that, and people have?
This is the art that we're going into now, trying to find films that neither of us have watched. Which is why mine have become really old.
I was glad you brought up Predestination last time, because I was going to give you that.
Oh, I fucking hate that film so much. Actually, no, I don't hate it. The film was really good. I just hate the premise of time travel.
Okay. I'm going to get you on all these time travel shipping.
Mate,
Time
if you're
Cop.
going to start... If you're... What? I fucking love Time Cop.
That's time travel, bro.
Well, is it? I mean, is it really? It's just a fucking action movie, isn't it? If you're going to start being nasty, Jamie, I could really fucking ruin your day.
No, that's why I went Guns Akimbo, because I thought he's actually going to like that film.
Well...
Because I know you don't like Daniel Radcliffe, but I'm trying to sideways spook you into actually fucking liking something.
Yeah, good luck. I thought about watching the Weird Al Yankovic movie, but then I just can't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
No. But yeah, anyway, we've took up enough of people's time. Watch the movies.
Okay. So after that Halloween-ish special that we didn't live up to, we did a little bit of it at the beginning.
Yeah, we did still speak about Halloween and stuff, but we'll make it up.
Watch us slowly not make up for our game show in.
Hey man, we need less than 200 followers on TikTok, and they'll get there live.
Yeah, true. We'll think of some ideas once Dan's back from his holiday, and we'll put something together, guys. Anyway, as always, any content ideas, feedback, questions for the show, send them into twomennohope@gmail.com, and always remember that we're here for you And if you're shitting yourself in the carpool car, just deny everything. Deny everything.
That's what Jamie does. Block and delete and lie till the grave.
Lie to the grave, yeah. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, lie to the grave. Right, man. I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya.